And we're back, and you're listening to the Halloween edition of the Metal Magdalene with Jet right here on Metal Messiah Radio. And with us now, we have a special guest back on the show. We have Mike Heller of Fear Factory. Welcome back, Mike.
Oh, thanks. Happy to be here.
Now, Mike, gosh, you've been in Fear... How long have you been in Fear Factory now?
It's like 3.5 years at this point, I believe.
Already, but time flies when you're having fun.
Yeah, for sure.
And now,
feels like only yesterday.
Yeah, it does. It really does, And how has the ride been so far for you? I mean, gosh, have you ever traveled so much in your whole life?
No, I've absolutely never traveled anywhere near this much. And to be honest with you, I'm not much of a traveler. I'm totally a homebody, which is kind of weird, given my chosen profession here. But, it's going great. I mean, you can't get sick of it. You can never get tired of it. It's a new place every day. Mm-hmm. Or, even better, when we hit a place I've hit a million times before, then I have a million friends come out, and it's just great to see everybody again. So it certainly, it's a lot of fun.
And with a band like Fear Factory, they tour all the time. I'm like, how many breaks do you get?
Breaks? What's that?
Yeah,
no, we very, very rarely get a break. I have like 5 days right now. That's my break in between a ridiculous amount of stuff, and then Brazil, and right now we're going to do we're playing Halloween in Vegas.
Oh my God!
So that should be cool.
Yeah.
And then right after that, I think I have another 3 days, but I'll be in LA, so it's not really a day off for me. But I'll be in LA until we go out on the whole demanufacture tour of Europe. So there's no real time off. Barely any.
I know. I mean, that's the way Fear Factory has always been. Now, since you've been there, Mike, I see you all still have all your limbs intact and everything. Haven't had any incidences? No, getting thrown in jail because you were a nice boy before you went into Fear Factory?
No, in fact, it's exactly the same. I still walk around at Fear Factory shows trying to talk to anybody, but nobody still knows who I am, so it works out great. No, it's been going really good, and no trouble has been caused at all. I'm still the least recognizable member of the band, but that's okay because I'm still the new guy, even though we have a new guy in Tony Campos. He's very well known in the scene, and so still, I mean, I'll have death metal kids come up to me all the time, which is great. But the hardened older fans have no idea who I am, and it's always actually it's kind of fun to just sit there and watch them freak out about Bernardino every time we have a meet and greet or something, and then every once in a while somebody will be like, "Oh yeah, that's the drummer." I'm like, "Oh cool," and I'm happy to be that guy. Absolutely happy to be that guy. So no trouble for me because I can walk by unnoticed if I need to. Right?
So hey, speaking of the new guy, tell us a little bit about him.
Oh, about Tony?
Yeah.
Oh well, it's funny because Tony actually, believe it or not, is a massive death metal guy. So he was in, he played with Possessed. He grew up, honestly, I mean, him many years before me, but pretty much on essentially the same music. So we had a lot of stuff we bonded over because, he's cranking a new Cannibal record, and I'm like, really? I'm expecting to hear something entirely different, and I have to keep my, my death metal hat under the radar. But no, Tony's all about it too, so it's great. So we've certainly bonded over that, and he's a great player, so that helps a lot, of course. But Matt, who was with Chimera, Matt who played bass for pretty much 3 years of my time with Fear Factory. I love him to death, so it was definitely just really sad for me to see him go. And I mean, I still talk to him. I'm still in touch with him all the time. We'll text each other constantly, and I love the guy to death. But I think his replacement, I'll say it, is doing quite well. So everything kind of worked out for the better. I think Matt's happier, and Tony's doing a fantastic job, and again, we can talk death metal, so that helps. That helps a lot.
Now, I know you have the new record out, but have you been kind of playing around with the new guy, maybe trying to write some stuff with him?
Well, since the new album just came out, it's probably going to be a while before we get back into that. I'm thinking we're going to have to tour for at least a year and a half on this record before it gets back to the writing process, unfortunately, because, writing's my favorite thing in the world to do. But you can take what you can get, and playing shows is fantastic, so I'm having a great time doing that. And, yeah, if it happens for another year and a half that we're just playing shows, no more writing, I'm cool with that. Because on those 5 seconds I get off, we get off tour, then I start writing with every other band I play with. So everything's good for me.
Well, you know what would be kind of cool? Like you said, it's you and the other death metal guy in there. You got...
Right?
Uh-oh, Fear Factory might not be the way it used to be anymore. Half of the band is getting kind of deathy.
Right? No, I have a firm belief that Fear Factory is going to stick to sounding like Fear Factory. Maybe a tiny bit of influence here and there, as there was on the last record. There are fills on the record, which kind of never happened before, for the most part. And there's like tiny little tastes of what I do. Mm-hmm. It'll grow a little bit, but we're not getting all out, death metal, jazz fusion-y stuff.
Not yet.
Anytime soon, that's for sure.
So since you've been with Fear Factory too, new endorsements, anything like that?
Well, since the last time I spoke to you, no. I think I'm in the same place as I was. Still, with Tama Drums, so of course the greatest drum company ever, and Vinyl Cymbals, who are the greatest cymbals ever, who treat me so amazingly well, it's unbelievable, as well as the Farsi Capito, forgive my Polish, pedals. It means the devil's hoof, so I'll go with that.
Oh, there you go.
Devil's hoof pedal, which actually, interestingly, a lot of my death metal friends have asked me about more than anything, because it's just, wow, new set of pedals that I can't really try out unless, I go hang out with Mike. Okay, let's call him up before a show, go wander on stage and see if I can try out his pedals for hours, which obviously doesn't always work. But, yeah, those three companies have been absolutely amazing to me, and I couldn't have asked for anything better. I'm still always trying to figure out what to do with sticks and heads, though, so, that's maybe yet to come in the future. But at the moment, I am still just going out to Guitar Center and buying my own.
Well, for the moment, at least. And also... Yeah. You were saying those 5 seconds that you have off and you can do stuff with other bands. What's going on with Malignancy?
All right. Well, Malignancy, we have an entire new album written, drums and guitars, that is. I'm still waiting for my singer to get all his vocals together so that on the next break I have from Fear Factory, I will be recording that. And I'm so amazingly excited about it. It's the most advanced, ridiculous, complex material to date, for sure. And I mean, given that's what we already did so far, it's only getting more difficult to play, which is my favorite part about it, I guess. When I'm not able to play shows, we have my buddy Alex Cohen filling in, and he does a fantastic job. But it's heartbreaking for me to have anybody playing my song, if you know what I mean. Like, it's what I want to be doing. It's like, I eat, sleep, breathe, bleed these Malignancy songs, so it's kind of awful to have anybody else, jumping in there and doing their thing over it, but it's okay. I guess I've learned to live with that, but thankfully, as soon as as soon as we have the entire album completed, I'll continue to be working my ass off on these songs and trying to make them the best they can be until we get that record out, and then hopefully I'll have some time to actually be able to play these songs live. I had some amount of time, some shows with Malignancy this past year where I was able to, for some of the new songs on people, and we've only gotten great responses. So hopefully that'll continue. And well, not trying to say hopefully I get more time off, but maybe a little wouldn't hurt, so I could keep working with the Malignancy guys on trying to get that stuff out. Yeah, but it's so advanced. Mm-hmm. It's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. I'm blown away with what I've created with Ronnie, my guitar player, and just so excited to get it out there.
So I can see why you would want to play it after you work so hard to get it out there, and then somebody else plays it. That's kind of
yeah, exactly. It's kind of like a subtle punch in the face. You know? I try to take it all with a grain of salt. I mean, I will certainly support those guys till the end, even if I'm not on that particular show. I mean, I might heckle and throw a couple things from her, but hey, no, I'm just kidding. Yeah, those guys, I mean, they're all brothers to me, so it's just always hoping for the best, whether or not I'm there, but I'm just happy to be there in whatever capacity I can be. And I know them, and they'd never want to write songs without me, so I guess I'm fairly secured in that, and I just absolutely love doing it whenever I get the chance.
Well, that's going to be exciting because Malignancy is always intense. So if you're saying it's going to be the most intense thing that you've ever written, we can hardly wait to hear it now. So
it is nuts.
So
absolutely nuts.
In your next break in another 4 years, you'll be able to work.
Right. Right.
So what about anything else? You got anything else going on in all this free time of yours, Mike?
Oh yeah, actually. Because I can't ever stop doing things. My moment, literally the first moment I get home from, where was I last time? Brazil or whatever. I flew directly back home and started recording more stuff. I recorded this ridiculous black metal project called Beneath the Winter Moon, which actually, interestingly, I started on the last. Started this project on the last tour, the last Fear Factory tour, with a member of each band that was on the tour. We had this idea of let's just make a band, play some music, and well, we had a lot of fun writing on the road, and yeah, it's basically turned out really, really cool. I also have another thing that I've been working on for a while, a band that's at the moment called We of Worms, which is another of the most ridiculous things I've ever done, like the new Malignancy record, but this is entirely different. It's in fact some of the most demanding drumming I've ever been a part of, and when I say demanding, for all of you out there, I don't mean blasting really fast. That's the easy part. It's all the complicated stuff in the middle that's the difficult stuff. And this band, we have songs that are 8.5 minutes. We have songs that are actually the shortest one is, I believe, 2.5 minutes. But it's entirely different than Malignancy, especially if you get an 8.5 minute song that doesn't feel like it's 8.5 minutes long, though still being incredibly complicated and brutally difficult to play, and that's, again, my favorite stuff to do. So that hopefully will be getting a couple songs out there in the near future, which I'm, again, really excited about that. I think I'm genuinely really excited about everything I talk about. I'm really excited about.
It sounds like it.
I always hear interviews that's like, oh, I'm really excited about this. Yeah, whatever. No, I'm genuinely, absolutely over the moon excited about all of these things that I've just mentioned. So I just can't wait for any of this to come out, because I'm a proponent of doing different things and trying to basically play stuff unlike any other bands out there. And I believe with Malignancy, I certainly do that. With We of Worms, you will see I certainly do that. And Zen from Mars, you will see that. And, Beneath the Winter Moon is the closest to the way other things sound, but it's okay, because it's still a lot of fun.
So you're all over the freaking place then. Black metal, poppy rocky stuff.
Oh yeah,
death metal,
never stops.
Fear Factory.
It's funny. The thing that really makes me who I am as a drummer, I believe, is that I'm all over the map, and usually there's a firm foot in the jazz fusion world where I just kind of, I wear my influences on my sleeves a lot of the time with guys like Dave Weckl and basically people that never touch death metal. Fear Factory is the one thing that never gets to be seen because obviously I'm playing Fear Factory songs. So you don't want to all of a sudden hear this ridiculous jazz fusion, solo in the middle of a Fear Factory song. Everybody in the band would turn around and pop something. I don't think it would work out too well.
No.
That's the ingredient, one of my main ingredients. Everything else I'm doing outside of Fear Factory. So Fear Factory presents its own challenges. It's just not the jazz fusion, be creative as humanly possible constantly every second of my being on stage or in the studio. Fear Factory is another different animal, which is okay. But I'm very happy to be having my hand in so many different projects and so many things going on. I love it. I can't ask for anything more than that.
Well, that's great. So I think it got us pretty well caught up on everything. And like you said, Halloween, you're playing Vegas.
Yes, Vegas on Halloween. Yikes.
Nothing freaky about that. I'm sure it'll be a nice... Because Vegas is generally a nice, docile place.
Oh, totally. Totally.
So on Halloween, I mean, what could possibly happen?
Right? It's funny. I've been debating with myself whether I dress up on stage and, play a show in costume. And honestly, the thing about Vegas is that everybody's wearing a costume, whether or not it's, Halloween or not. So I think I could probably get away with anything at that point. So we'll see how it happens.
Yeah, it'll be fun, and I hope you survive it. And
I appreciate that.
And I'm going to let you get going, Mike, and thank you so much for catching up with us. And I guess we'll speak to you in another year and a half when you have a 5-day break.
Yeah. Well, thank you once again, as always. I appreciate your persistence in getting me when I was actually available. So I'm happy to do it again anytime that I'm available, of course. And it's great talking to you, as always.
And have a happy Halloween.
Oh, yes, you too. Happy Halloween.